Hello families. In this short video, I'm going to go over a couple of resources that your student can use to continue learning during this long break from school. So the first thing that we'll want to do is, hopefully if your student has Chrome available, is for the student to sign into Chrome using their APS account. This will connect them to a learning environment they are used to, saved passwords that they have at school, and then also single sign-on access to several different resources, some of which I'm going to go over in this video. So the first thing they're going to want to do is sign into Chrome. The first resource I'm going to go over is iReady. Students most likely know how to get into iReady. It is a learning environment that is accessed several times throughout the year, and if your student is using iReady for instruction, they will have lessons waiting for them when they sign in. So to get to iReady, you're going to type in login.i-ready.com. You'll be presented with this screen. Here students will enter their username and password and need to change this to New Mexico. Most students should be very familiar with their username and password. After they sign in, they'll be presented with this screen where they can choose reading or math. If they do select one of these and it does show this message that no work is assigned, then your student is not using iReady for instruction, and you'll want to look to one main resource that you'll want to take a look at is the James Monroe website. On the James Monroe website, you will have access to the connected mathematics textbooks, both 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Also some practice tests that your students can engage in for both science and generally the New Mexico State test, which will be coming in later this year. If your student has selected a book for Accelerated Reader, here's where they will access the quizzes for the book that they have selected. If your student is using STMath for learning, they can also log in here. So these are some links that can be used to access some different learning materials and practice tests. If your student, when your student is logged in, even if it isn't in Chrome, as long as they're logged into Google in the browser that they're using, they should be able to come up here and click the apps tray and scroll all the way down here to BrainPop. Several teachers at James Monroe are assigning material through BrainPop, and your student may have assignments waiting for them. Even if they don't, your student has the ability to access a lot of different topics, hopefully some that are a high level of interest for them, and this is an area that they can use to go in and keep their brain activated over the next 3 weeks. So when you select BrainPop from that apps tray icon, it will automatically log you in with your APS account. Here, this student this is the first time they've logged into BrainPop, so they will see this message. They will want to choose I am a student. They will choose make a new account. If this is the first time that your student has used BrainPop, most likely they do not have a teacher code, so they would just click I don't have a code. And BrainPop will create an account for them based on their APS log. Once here, you can select any of the different topics. I have a preference for math, and then once you select math, you have all of these different units to choose from. I'm going to select numbers and operations. And from here, so many different topics again to choose from. Adding and subtracting fractions. Majority of students, I think majority of people, can use help with adding, subtracting, and multiplying fractions. Fractions are just such a tough concept to get a hold of and retain. So any extra practice there is awesome. I'm going to choose square roots down here. I spend a lot of time working with square roots in 8th grade. And in this area, there are a lot of options. I'm going to recommend that your student engage in the movie. Give it a quick watch. There is a quiz that is associated with the movie. Now, not everything in the quiz is covered in the movie. Your student will have to do some additional research to make sure that they understand all of the questions in the quiz. From what I've seen, there's usually 10 questions. There's some very interesting related reading for every topic. And then finally, your student can kind of self-assess and record their learning with the vocabulary cards as they define and use the relevant vocabulary in a sentence in this area. So I would recommend those four selections here: movie, quiz, related reading, and vocabulary. So BrainPop is a resource for your student that's provided through a purchase of accounts from James Monroe. Lastly, there is Khan Academy. Of course, again, if your students logged into their Google account, they can come here to Khan Academy, choose Login, choose Continue with Google. That way their progress will be recorded because they'll be signed in with their APS Google account. It will open up this window, and because again your student is signed in, it should automatically populate the login with their APS account and take them here, where they will have access to what seems almost like an endless bank of lessons. Again, your student can choose to watch some videos and take some quizzes on science topics, math topics. Right here, the last time I logged in, I went up here and searched ratios. Ratios, rates, and percentages. That's a great topic really for any grade level. And from here you have a lot of different lessons to choose from. They usually include videos, self-check quizzes, and additional information that your student can read about that particular topic. Even if your student is only doing a review of content they've already learned this year, it will be very beneficial to keep their mind engaged in academic material during this long break. So hopefully you found this short video helpful. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.